In this video, I'm going to talk about my upcoming video shoot in Studio Alpha. Here's the story. So behind me is a space affectionately known as Studio Alpha, and this is where I plan on starting my video podcast once again. A few years ago, I started making video podcasts in my previous home studio, and now that I'm in my new place and new space, I'm planning on starting that video podcast up again. And my first record is scheduled for tomorrow. So currently I'm in the process of setting up, and right now I'm trying to use equipment that I own. So I'm using 3 Sony cameras, my Sony FX6, the A7S III, which is recording me right now, and also the A7R5. But I am currently looking for a camera or cameras that would be appropriate for somewhat long form video podcasts. The aim for the video podcast is to not be super long. Anywhere between 10 and 30 minutes is, for me, I think the sweet spot of where I'm wanting the podcast to be. And then each time a guest comes on, we can do batch recordings, and then I can release a new episode every couple of weeks or every week, depending on how many episodes we've recorded with each guest. Each time a new guest comes on, they're going to answer the question, who are you and what are you doing here? And then in other episodes, we'll talk about something that is relevant to them and the journey that they're going on in video production. So it could be about switching camera systems, it could be about etiquette on set, or any of those types of things that relate to video production and is hopefully interesting to the audience, which is hopefully you. So keep an eye out for those episodes coming up on this YouTube channel. I'm not too sure yet if I'm going to make it both video and audio. It's definitely going to be video. I know personally I do consume a lot of audio podcasts as opposed to video podcasts. So I think in the end, I probably will do both video and audio options. But let me know in the comments how you typically consume this type of content. I've also just updated my Sound Devices Mix Pre 3 Mark II, which I'll be using to record the audio for the podcast. And I'm using it right now for the audio here. And not only did I update the firmware, but I also purchased Noise Assist, which hopefully will help with the untreated room that we are in right now. The idea around Noise Assist is it will cut out background noises like cars or humming from generators, or even reverb in rooms that aren't treated, much like this one. It's not a cheap plugin, so hopefully it does as it is advertised. And I'll be using it on these types of YouTube videos and also the podcast videos as well going into the future. Unless I find something better or I end up investing a whole bunch of money in soundproofing and sound treating this space. So to me, it is kind of interesting to see whether hardware could be the solution to treating a space as opposed to putting a whole bunch of acoustic panels up or putting a whole bunch of sound blankets up or all that kind of stuff, which I'd rather avoid. And having sound blankets set up in this room really isn't ideal for me personally. And to finish this video, let's go have a quick look at the space as it is right now. And here is the current setup. So there's still some tweaking to be done, but I'll just run you through quickly what we're working with. We've got the Sony FX6 here, and I've got the monitor pointing this way so I can get in shot and test and see how everything's looking. Very good. And that's got the Sony 24-70 GM2 lens, and that's set at 50 millimeters, and we're at f2.8. Second camera, we've got the A7S III, that's the wide, and that's with the Sony 12-24 f4G lens, and it's currently set to about 20 mils or so. And then we've got the A7R5 here. And that's got the Sony 50mm f1.2 lens on it currently, but we are at a respectable f2.8 on this camera. For power, the A7R5 has the battery grip with 2 batteries in it, but then I've also got it being topped up with this V-mount battery as well, just to give me some peace of mind and not have to worry about the battery running out. Ideally, I would have it running straight into power like I do with the A7S III. So that's just going straight down into this power strip here. But as I mentioned before, I'm just using the gear that I've got. So I'll need to probably buy another power cord to be able to run that and get that working. And the FX6 is running off V-Lock batteries. I haven't got that plugged into the wall either. Lighting wise, I've got the Aputure softbox on an Amaran 150C, and that's on a C stand with lots of shot bags down here. And in the back, I've got a 150C to give a little bit of a colored light for the back of the room. Audio wise, we are using the Shure SM7B, and you'll notice that there is no microphone there. So my guest tomorrow, John, he does podcasting as well, and he's going to bring one of his microphones, which will be a Shure SM7B as well. And that's all running into the Sound Devices MixPre 3. So that's a quick overview of Studio Alpha. Thanks for watching.